I'm going to speak slowly so you don't misunderstand me. If you are worried that people who don't look like you are going to replace you, those people are not the problem. You are the problem. If you spend any time at all worrying that people who have darker skin than yours are trying to take your place in the world, you're the one that's broken. I mean, there is something irretrievably damaged within you. And I'm tempted to say that it's not worth the time or the effort to try to help you understand what it is that's broken inside of you because it's likely unfixable at this point. And to be honest, I expected comments like this on my videos talking about how America lacks a culture. But I thought people would be subtle at first. I didn't think you'd jump right into the great replacement theory, but here we are, so let's not beat around the bush. Now, race is a completely phony, made-up social construct that does not exist, but especially when it comes to the so-called white race. It doesn't exist. There's no such thing. Now, my family is about half German and half Irish, and way back in the day, the German half of my family would have been considered white. The Irish half of my family would have not been considered white. That should tell you how nonsensical these ideas really are, because today most people would not make a distinction, but our ancestors sure as shit did. There is no such thing as American culture for the same reason that there is no such thing as white culture. And that's because in the eyes of the people who talk about American culture the most, they're the same thing. The elites who have run this country for the last few centuries really tried to manufacture a white culture, but they failed. The culture that they tried to make was one that included the people that looked like themselves and relegated everybody else to a subservient role for eternity. But you cannot build a culture around exclusion. That's not how that works. And so they failed. What America is left with now is consumer culture. What we have are holidays, not for actually celebrating things. We have holidays that are an excuse to just go out and buy shit. That's all we have. In a better world where the people who ruled this country for several centuries did not have these insane racial blinders on, what we would have is sort of a mosaic of culture that had blended into something new and interesting and beautiful and rich. But instead, we have the NFL and holidays that pretend to be about family but are really about buying shit. And that's all we have. And as a final note, the Great Replacement Theory is stupid. People who believe in it are also stupid. That being said, if I learned tomorrow that a majority of people who look like me believed in stuff like this, then I would say it's time to replace us, because if that's the case, we've run our course. Time to move on.